Right, about to get underway. TVS Asia One Make Championship, 6 laps of the circuit, and it's a solid start from the man on the right-hand side, Luis Miguel. You just mentioned that he looks like he enjoys Sepang, and he enjoyed that start, Barry.
He did. You see them taking all kinds of lines up to the braking area for turn 1.
Luis Miguel will take the wide corner, but he's been taken by Hiroki Ono, who after what seemed to be a sluggish start got a good acceleration away, and they've just got themselves into good order. But Miguel is really trying to push Ono, and behind them you've got Ramdan Rosley on bike number 2. As always, Ramdan is chasing Hiroki.
And Sartak right behind him. So, according to form, Luis Miguel is in with this front 3 contenders. What can the riders do behind them? Well, number 4 in 5th place is Chiran Vishwanath. Seeing good things from him this season. He needs to try to keep with this front 4.
Keeping with the front 4, keeping with Hiroki Ono is going to be difficult though, because Ono was best part of a second clear, 0.9 seconds faster than Ramdan Rosley in qualification, and that seemed like he was putting a signal out saying, forget Mandalika, forget race 2, I really am the man, that says the defending champion.
That was very much the statement he made, but Ramdan Rosley right in his wheel tracks here, and in fact too close to even stay behind him.
Sartak is there as well.
Yeah, coming up.
Luis Miguel tucks in nicely. I've enjoyed Luis Miguel this season. It's great to see young riders making progress. Also good to see Harley McCabe with his best qualification performance of the season. Disappointment for Rendi, the young Indonesian. Had a crash this morning, is an absentee for this afternoon's race. Hopefully he'll be fit enough to come back onto the grid tomorrow. But these front 5 are pulling away Barry Russell in the early stages.
Yep, and so Chiran is doing well to keep up with them.
Feature of Sepang, these 2 long straights. You can see the heat haze coming up there. It was 48 degrees trackside at the end of qualification this morning.
The track temperature could go above that as we move towards 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a bit hotter than this yesterday.
Oh, Ramdan. Oh, a little wobble there.
That's cost him a bit, but this 5 staying in a pack. Ono trying to break away. He's got himself into position for the braking area for turn 1. Chiran having a look.
I love that as they cross the start-finish line at the end of the first of 6 laps. Less than 0.2 of a second between P1 and P5.
That's what we like. And leading the rest is Harley McCabe.
Good to see the teenager. Good to see all the young riders getting in. Hafiza Rofa, good to see him as well, but he's a little bit distant. And also very distant was Jed Louis on his debut. There is Louis right at the very tail there. He'll work hard to try and get as close to the front men as he can, but these front men look like they're flying. It is Ono still leading the way.
It's a big ask for the likes of Jed Louis, who first time to this circuit, first time on a TVS bike.
Great experience though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ono leads. It's only Miguel who's been able to go with him. Behind them, Mike Ford, Vishwanath is leading that trio. And the second little battery.
Yeah, now the riders behind need to collaborate to try and stop Hiroki Ono from breaking away. Because he does have this imperious look about him. As you said, Des, he wants to, what he wants to say is that Mandalika was an aberration, and I'm back and I'm going to crush the competition.
Prior to that, Ono had 4 straight wins, 3 straight wins, 4 in total in the season. He'd only been off the podium on 1 occasion before that problem in Mandalika. So as you say, collaboration may well be needed to stop him, but collaboration may not be enough, because he's got himself a decent lead coming down that back straight.
It does seem to be scampering clear. That's probably going to be half a second by the time they get to the end of this lap. Here they are at the end of the back straight.
Ramdan again takes that really tight line through, but he lost his back wheel in the first lap. That time it's a little bit more smooth, but it was cautious there from Ramdan. There's a little bit of nervousness around that hairpin at the far end as they come through. It is indeed, you said, half a second. It's 0.628, so you're out by a tenth, Barry. That's the lead.
I said at least half a second. So I was exactly right. So Ramdan in second, but Hiroki Ono trying to scamper away at the front.
Ramdan is the man who's... Oh, Luis Miguel. It's a little bit wider than he wanted. He'll lose a little bit of time there. Won't get a drive out of that corner. He's holding on, but you don't want to lose time against Hiroki Ono.
Yeah, he lost momentum then. Sartak Shivan tried to take advantage of it, and here he comes. And Sartak moving up into P3.
Chiranth Vishwanath has done well to stay with that group. This is for Chiranth. He has had a podium this season, but he's normally 5 and 6 in the standings.
Yeah, normally among the best of the rest. You're right, Des.
3 is Sartak Chavan. He's the one to keep an eye out for. One of the Indian hopes. They've come over. They've taken to this TBS One Make Championship, and they've certainly added to it. Sartak and Chiranth. But it's, as usual, Ramdan Rosley who is chasing. Luis Miguel looks to have recovered from that little moment as he goes up the hill at turn 9.
Yeah, Sartak looking a little bit frustrated there in P4. Trying to get ahead of his compatriot.
Luis Miguel in there as well. It's Miguel who's causing the problems, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Or are they working together?
I don't think so. I think Sartak's just desperate to get through and consolidate his championship challenge. And Luis Miguel gets out of shape there at the exit to turn 14.
It's twice now. A couple of little mistakes there for Luis Miguel. Maybe a little bit anxious because he can see disappearing over the horizon Hiroki Ono and Ramdan Rosley. Ramdan again takes that tight line.
See as they come out, it looks as though he might have dug into the lead of Hiroki Ono a little bit.
6/10 at the end of the previous lap. At the end of this lap, it is 3/10. You have a good eye, Mr. Russell.
New glasses. So yeah, Ramdan has whittled away that early lead of Hiroki Ono, and he's showing him a front wheel into turn 1.
Well, look at the battle here for P3 as forced to stand up was Chiranth.
Yeah, Sartak, who is just 1 point ahead of Ramdan Rosley. Desperate to get clear of the other two spoilers.
2 seconds down on the front two, though. Tell you, I love Ramdan Rosley. I love the way he refuses to give up. He knows Ono somehow manages to get more out of the TBS. Yeah, Ramdan is always on his back wheel, always chasing. It's been the same story for 2 seasons, 2.5 seasons.
2 incredible seasons, and yeah, can't say enough about the grit as well as the skill of Ramdan Rosley.
The word grit, great word.
Indomitability.
Indomitability, even better. Vocabulary from Mr. Russell, and the lead for Hiroki Ono. Although Ramdan,
Look at this.
he had a little look there.
Yeah, good pressure from Ramdan Rosley on the championship leader, the defending champion Hiroki Ono.
It's the 4th season of the TBS One Make. Theoretically identical bikes. There is a little bit of work, a little bit of change allowed, but for the most part it's similar bikes. It was 3/10, as you said. It's a lot closer now, and Ramdan, well, Hiroki Ono's having to work here, so he'll be using up his tyres. Behind them, Sartak is in P3. Luis Miguel is the man showing a little bit of frustration now ahead of Chiranth Vishwanath. But again, for the Indian audience, that's it's good to have 2 riders in the top 5.
Last time around, Sartak was 2 seconds to the rear of Ramdan. Ramdan couldn't get any closer to Hiroki Ono just at this point. Let's see who gets the better drive. Out of turn 14.
Right, we are now 2/3 of the way through. It is Ono who leads. That gap has been whittled down to 0.2 of a second. And Ono knows that he's got Ramdan for company, and Ramdan knows this circuit like the back of his hand.
And Sartak not making any impression. He lost a little bit of ground on that last lap. So eyes front.
A little bit further down as we look at the front two. Atik Fairouz has got himself up into P6 ahead of Harley McCabe. Paredes Kanatat, back from injury, is in 9th. Hafiz Arofa, the local boy, in 10th. Jed Louis in 11th. And Nixon Frost in 12th. Those two are having a little battle themselves, an Antipodean battle in the heat of Kuala Lumpur.
And yeah, the variety of riders we've got here, from Harley McCabe in the north of England to Nixon Frost in New Zealand. That's about as far as you can get on planet Earth.
Harley McCabe's from Yorkshire. That's not north of England, that's Yorkshire Republic.
I stand corrected as a soft southerner.
Well, nothing soft about what's going on at the moment, because look who's got himself in front. Ramdan Rosley and Ono. Well, he looks up the inside. You always wonder with Hiroki Ono, though, whether he's playing some kind of game, whether he's just saying, okay, Ramdan, here's the encouragement you need. I'm just going to take you in the last lap.
Yeah, you spotted that right, I think. You could just see the way he just stood up, rolled off a little bit, let him go. He's going to have a look at Ramdan now. He's finished having a look. He'll have another crack at the lead.
Let's see if Ramdan can hold off.
Ono taking a wide line, taking a look at the left side of the bike of Ramdan Rosley. This is good work from the Malaysian. Oh, they come down the back straight.
Well, Ramdan won race 1 when they raced in Sepang earlier this year. Unusual to have 2 rounds at the same venue, but that's what we've got this year. Historically, that's happened an awful lot.
Yeah, but you never complain about coming to Sepang.
Oh, absolutely not.
Just one hell of a motorsport venue.
Ramdan leads. Ramdan Rosley from Hiroki Ono onto a final lap, and behind them, Sartak Chaban has made a slight impression on that final lap. He's within 2.2 seconds, but I suspect these are your 1 and 2. Is Ramdan able to hold on? That's the question. And is he able to actually draw level with Hiroki Ono at the top of the championship standings? Because that's what P1 and P2 in this scenario would mean.
Is it what's going through the mind of Hiroki Ono at the moment? You know how much he dislikes not winning.
Well, there's what's going through his mind.
Yeah.
On the inside. But he's not been able to make a move early on.
This is good work by Sartak. He's not on our screen now. We need to stay with these two, but Sartak, having shown that early frustration, didn't let it show in his riding. He's kept steady, and he's got really good pace at the end of the race.
You've mentioned maturity a few times with him this season, a different Sartak to last year, who was a little bit impetuous. But this is fascinating. Is Ono going to strike? That's the bike number 1, the defending champion, the championship leader. Or is he about to have to give way to Ramdan Rosley, the indomitable Malaysian?
Well, he just missed one of the prime overtaking spots at turn 9 here at Sepang.
This is going down to the final corner, which you so often see. The good news for Ono, he will have a bit of a pull down the back straight. Might be able to make that move, but we're coming into that penultimate straight now, and Ramdan has been able to hold on to the lead.
Turn 14 now.
Right, Ramdan hunkers down, gets as low as he can, but Hiroki Ono is right in his slipstream, makes a move there. Has he got through? He has.
Yes, he has, but he's going to need to defend. Who can get the best line? Ramdan's choosing the wide one.
Okay, it's all on this final corner. Hiroki Ono leads. Ramdan looks for a drive out. Ramdan is chasing. Ramdan is getting closer and closer. But as they go over the line, it's by a whisker. Hiroki Ono ahead of Ramdan Rosley, with Sartak Chaban in 3rd. Brilliantly timed by Ono.
Yeah, take nothing away from Hiroki Ono. That was absolutely a brilliantly judged win. And you can see what that means to him. He had to work really hard, as no doubt we'll hear when he talks to Daniel after the race. He taps the tank. You can see how hard that was from the intensity of his celebration. Ramdan's going to be disappointed. He rode a magnificent race through to second, and a mature performance from Sartak, who didn't quite have the pace. Not at the beginning anyway.
Luis Miguel gets another very creditable P4 here, but you're quite right. Hiroki Ono is really celebrating this one.